Hey everybody, it's just my opinion, Bob. And remember, that's all it is my opinion. Might not be yours. So keep that in mind, please. Today's January 23rd, 2025. I always try and date these videos because there'll come a time where a lot of this stuff is irrelevant or it's completely changed. So I'd like to try and keep it current if I can. By the title of this video, Chinese guitars have found their niche. Let me tell you right from the get-go, if you're a person that refuses to buy anything made in China and it's US made only, or you're the type of person that doesn't even put their credit card online because you're afraid you're going to get scammed or whatever, shut this off and stop watching me. Don't watch anymore, because what I'm going to say will not appeal to you. If you're a person, with most of us I hope are, with an open mind, listen what I have to say. Maybe this information will be helpful, maybe it won't. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm not trying to recommend anything. When I speak, it's mostly what I want or what I'm looking for. And maybe we have similar views, and maybe it's stuff that you're looking for. You can use my opinion, and then maybe not. Maybe I'll just say this guy don't have a clue what he's talking about. And there's a lot that would agree with you. So from there, I've got some notes I wanted to take. And so in other words, I'm just simply showing, I'm going to show what's actually just taking place. I'm going to show what's happening with guitars coming from China. This is the reality of the situation. You don't have to like it. You could disagree with me, but this is the fact, and this is what's happening. And I'm going to use this guitar today as the model for what I'm talking about. This is just one particular guitar style that I'm going to talk about, and I'll show you how it plays out with what's going on. This guitar here, if you want to get this style, this is it's a SJ200 style guitar. It's a jumbo. If you want to get this style by Gibson, a Gibson guitar with their name on it, it's going to cost you around $5,500, maybe close to $6,000. That's what this model goes for in a Gibson. You can buy this model, and it'll be all solid wood. It's Gibson's top of the line. You know, it's a Gibson. It's a classic. You can also get this model by their other company, which is Epiphone, and they make it in the style of a Gibson. You can get that model, and it'll be all solid wood. You can get that for about $1,500. It's made in China. It's not made in the US, but $1,500 compared to $5,500, that's a big difference. It's not going to be exactly the same. Tuners might be a little different. Some of the wood on the fretboard might be a little different, but you're getting an all solid wood guitar, and a lot of people are very happy with them. Then you can also go to Epiphone and just get their basic J200, which will be made in China. It'll be a solid top, laminated back and sides, and you can get that for about $500, $550, which is, you know, a third of what it would be all solid, and a lot less. It would be a tenth of what the Gibson would be. And the bottom line is, again, is a Gibson for everybody? No. Is an Epiphone for everybody? No. Everybody has certain needs and certain desires. I like a guitar that's built well, that's going to last at least me 10 years. I like a guitar that stays in tune. I like a guitar that has a good sound, plays easy. It's a tool to me. That's what it is. But some people need a Gibson. Some people need a Martin. That's what they have to have. And then some people, they take a 2x4 with some strings on it and a cigar box on it. I've seen them make music out of that. So everybody's got different needs. And that's why there's so many different price points and so many different styles of guitars. So what we have now, though, is this influx of Chinese guitars. And this influx could be from anywhere, but it happens to be from China. So again, all solid wood Gibson. We're talking $5,500, let's say. All solid wood Epiphone made in China, same model. Say we're talking $1,500. An Epiphone with just a solid top, laminated back and sides, let's say we're talking $500. Well, then somebody else comes along, some small little builder, or any size builder, some builder comes along and says, hey, I can build you that same guitar. If you want a solid top, a laminated back and sides, I can build that guitar for you for half the price. I'll do it for $300. Well, I'm going to check it out and see what's what, and if it's close or if it's the same, well, it's quite a savings. So then it refers back to, supposing all the guitars I just mentioned, the Gibson, the Epiphone, the Epiphone Standard, and just a regular Epiphone, or a no name. Supposing none of them had a name on the headstock. None of them had a name on the headstock. Which are you going to pick? Well, most likely the person that has to have a Gibson, it has to be a Gibson, he's going to pick probably that Gibson all solid, or maybe that Epiphone all solid. He might be torn between the two. If there's no name on it, you're going to pick the best guitar that suits you, whether it's the cheapest one or the highest paid. Whichever one feels, plays, and acts for you, that's what you're going to go with. And that's what a lot of these builders are depending on. They're trying to get you the best product for the best price. Now, a lot of the Chinese guitars, well, let me say this. I have some quotes for some friends of mine that I communicate with, and this first one is from Johnny L out on the West Coast, and Johnny let me use this quote. Now I really like it, and other people have mentioned something like it, but I like the way he's put it in words. He says, "We should be brought together by common disdain for overpriced brand name guitars of slightly better quality than Chinese guitars that are more than 10 times cheaper." And there's a lot in that statement. I like that. Rob B from down under in the land of Australia, he's my mate. He says, he sent me a line and he goes, "They are all just different types of good." And boy, that says a lot to me. I like that line. They're all just different types of good. That's true. And then my famous motto is, some of them are junk, while others are some kind of wonderful. I've been surprised with many things. So the problem with these small private vendors, the Chinese vendors, is there was a person yesterday that there's a place I buy a lot of stuff from. It's called Polaris for Music, and I do a lot of business with them. I like their products, and I've experienced, I've learned as I've gone along, which a lot of us have. Things don't operate like they do in the United States, and that's another thing. Everything I'm referring to, I'm in the United States, so this might not all pertain to where you live. So keep that in mind. But the bad reviews I've seen from a lot of these overseas companies, the number one thing I see in bad reviews is, where is my guitar? I haven't got my guitar. I've been waiting for months. I've been waiting for weeks. I've been waiting for days, whatever the case may be. And you've got to, there's a learning curve. You've got to understand how that works. The place I deal with, like Polaris, they ship guitars two different ways. They ship them by China post office, and they ship them by UPS or FedEx, whichever handles it. That old term they used to use, you're waiting for something and they say it's coming by slow boat from China. Well, they don't come from slow boats anymore. Everything is flown in. It's flown into New York, or it's flown into California. It's flown into the East or West Coast. That's where it flies through. All depends. All depends what the load is. If you're getting UPS or FedEx, as soon as it gets to New York or California, it gets on the UPS system, goes right through, and you've got that guitar. And most of the time, you've got it within a week. Same thing. It's flown in, it's handed over to the customs, and it goes into the post office, and then the post office has it, and they get it to you. Hence the term slow boat from the post office. That takes a little while. That is a long operation. You don't know how long it's going to sit in one office compared to another, and who didn't feel like loading this that day to the next stop. It's not like UPS. we're not talking about a matter of days. In most cases, we're talking a matter of weeks. You've got to be patient. Now, there's a difference in the price too. It's going to cost you under $50 to have it sent by China Post, or you can pay, I think, $70 to have it UPS, whatever you do. I'm always going for the post most of the time. Both things end up coming in great condition. There's no problem. It's just a time delay. So you just have to figure out what's best for you. That all pertains to items in stock. All right. Everything I just said pertains to items in stock. It's in stock. They put it on the plane, fly it over, and blah, blah, blah. Now, the company I deal with, Polaris, they'll have special builds they're going to do. Maybe they're going to do a Telecaster or some special J200 or whatever. They put it out there and they ask if there's enough interest, we will build something like this. So they've got to get maybe 20 people, got to get 40 people, whatever. They wait. And you see this guitar, the picture of what they're going to build, and you say, oh boy, I got to have that. You click right on it, you pay, and this is that. Where's my guitar? Well, they haven't even got enough people yet to build it. So you've got to wait for that. Then they get enough people, they get enough commitment. Then they have to build it. So this is not something that's coming in a week. It's not something that's coming in a few, you don't know when this is coming. So you've got to be willing to be patient and sit there and just wait for your guitar. It could be months. If you want it bad enough, I guess you're going to wait. I always buy what's in stock. I want it, and I like buying what's in stock because I can see the actual product. I'm not seeing a picture of what they're going to try and make. I see the actual product that's made, so I know it's a yes or a no. So keep that in mind when you write and say, hey, I don't have, find out what you ordered. Did you order something in stock, or did you order something that was going to be built? Because it's two different animals. So please keep that in mind. The other complaint I see a lot is people complain, hey, this guitar is nothing like the real one. The finish isn't right. The fret isn't right. The fretboard isn't right. They're complaining about a guitar that they paid $200 for or $300 for compared to the genuine one that might sell for $10,000. Well, if you're going to complain about something like that, you know, you're exactly right. It is not like that $10,000 one. What do you think? You're going to get a $10,000 guitar for $300? Don't we all wish that? It's not going to happen. So, you know, I mean, the finish, the pickups, the tuners, these builders, if you want the lowest, if you want the best price, the cheapest price, now I'm not talking about quality, if you want the cheapest price, they're going to use the cheapest of everything. That's how it works. If you want better stuff, a lot of these builders will do that for you. You can customize it. It's just like these guitars. You can have whatever name you want on the guitar. They'll build it in a style like this. This is a Chilcat guitar. It's built in the style of a J200, but it's not any certain brand. It's a Chilcat brand. I could have had my name put on it if I wanted to. Could have had Lee Ho Fook put his name put on it if I wanted to. You can put anything you want on there, or just leave it blank. A lot of these guys they'll do anything you want. So keep that in mind. People like for Polaris, let's say for Polaris, we have a couple guys. We have Scotty T, who bends over backwards. He tries to answer every single question he can for you. He's always got time for you, gets back to you in a timely manner. And these guys are just getting peanuts for helping out. And that's basically what they're doing, is just helping out with these companies and trying to get information to you. Because there is the other big issue is the language barrier. It's very, very tough. So it's always nice to have, in my case, somebody from the US or somebody that understands English, can speak it, communicate with me. That's always a big help. Johnny G is another one. Boy, he's just endless time on the online and helping out people. So Scott and Johnny, both of them, just extraordinary people, very good people if you have questions or you need help. Like I said, shipping is just that main issue, and you get so many inquiries about why isn't it shipped. It hasn't shipped because it hasn't been built. That's why it hasn't shipped. And yes, is there goofs? Oh, things go wrong. Things go wrong with every company. Something got missent, or the address was wrong, or the label fell, whatever the case may be, something got damaged. There's a lot of problems. Everything's not smooth sailing, but what is, you know? So with that said, I made a list of do's and don'ts that might be helpful. I don't know. I hope it will. This pertaining to if you're interested in buying a guitar from China or Germany or Timbuktu or wherever. What's important, the very most important thing is ask questions. Ask all the questions you can think of. Make yourself a list. When you see something and it looks like, oh, that appeals to you, whether it's on eBay, AliExpress, the Polaris, in the store, anywhere, get a list of questions. Second thing is very important is use a safe payment plan. Use something that don't, of course, who's going to send cash in an envelope? Use something safe. I use PayPal, but you use whatever you want. A lot of people have their cards that'll back them up and support them. Do that, whatever. When you're getting a guitar, like I just mentioned about these models, compare apples to apples. Compare a solid top to a solid top. Compare an all solid to an all solid. Don't compare an all solid to it's just a solid top. It's not a fair comparison. The price is going to be all over the place. And then do check the shipping method. Find out how they're going to ship that guitar to you. Is it going to be by slow boat to China, or is it going to be UPS, whatever? Then you determine what you want to pay or whatever for it. That's my do's. My don'ts. Number one, don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything for granted. And an example of that is you're looking at a picture of the guitar and it shows it's got a pickup in it or whatever on it, a pick guard, strap buttons. But you get it and there was no pick guard. It didn't say it in the description. There's no strap button. It didn't say it in the description. Don't assume anything, all right? Don't take anything for granted. Just because it's in the picture, but if it's not in the description, find out. Again, you're asking questions, all right? Let me see. The other thing is this. Don't expect a copy to be the genuine guitar. It's not. You buy the genuine guitar if that's what you want. But here's the purpose it serves, for instance. If you have a guitar, let's say this guitar. This guitar, all solid wood and a Gibson. All solid wood in the Epiphone, all right? Me, myself, maybe I don't want an all solid wood. I don't need it. All I want is a solid top, and that'll do it for me in this particular case. That's all I want, let's say. So I got to go with the Epiphone, the standard Epiphone. $500. If somebody comes along and says, well, wait a minute, I'll do that guitar for you for $250. I'll give you the exact same guitar, same build. It won't say Epiphone, it won't say anything on it, but it'll be the exact same guitar. Well, okay, well, if it is the exact same guitar, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it and save half the cost, sure. So where am I going with that? So that's what I mean. You might not need the all solid. Just get what you need. Where somebody else might say, no, I ain't gonna mess around with just solid top. I gotta have the real McCoy. And then get the real McCoy, and that's it. Another note on communication. A lot of people say, I tried calling up this guy, I tried to get a hold of him over in China, and he won't answer my mail. Please remember, if you're trying to communicate, email or text or anything with somebody in China, I'm talking about the US, if you're trying to communicate with them at 2 a.m., it's 2 p.m., it's 2 in the afternoon over there. So vice versa and vice versa. If it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon here, it's 2 a.m. over there. Most likely they're probably sleeping, but who knows? But just keep that in mind. It's a 12-hour time difference. So kind of message accordingly. Now, these are all things I've learned from experience because I've made a lot of mistakes doing this. So let me see. I don't think, here's another big deal. There's a lot of these little, small, independent builders. There's some big builders. Don't assume that they're all the same. If you had good luck on AliExpress with one builder, don't think you're going to have good luck with every builder. If you find a company, like Polaris, for instance. You're dealing with Polaris, you know what's gone right or what's gone wrong, and you know what to expect. You build up, you know what to expect the next time. And that's why so many people are repeat buyers on a site like that, because they know what to expect. They see the quality that's coming, and it works for them. So just don't assume that one person is the same as all of them over there, because it does not work like that. It doesn't work like that on eBay. It doesn't work anywhere. The other thing that's coming out is, like I said, the Gibson in this model. To get a Gibson all solid, you know, $5,500, $6,000, whatever. Gibson uses Epiphone to build the Epiphone over there all solid. It's the cost. What is the big difference? What is the big difference? It's the labor, and it's, I want to say, the corporate cost. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is the Chinese market is making a big dent, and it's here to stay. They are making some excellent products. And this is why Fender is making their acoustics, their top tier acoustics over there. Alvarez from St. Louis Music making their top tier acoustics over in China. Recording King, Orangewood, Blue Ridge. The names go on and on and on. The other name, I wish I could pronounce it well. It's a Chinese company. It's a new Chinese builder over there, and they're doing all solid woods. No, I'm going to say it wrong, and I apologize. I don't have the name. It starts with an HS, Suma, Jima, Jimahu. I don't know. I'll find out, and I'll get that in another video. But that's a pretty impressive company. Everything I've seen on them, and there's so many high grade builders now that they're not even talking about junk anymore. I'm going to let me see. No, I don't have the name of that guitar. Here it is. I'm going to spell this name for you and Google it. This is incredible stuff. It's HSIENMO, and it's pronounced Jihamo. That's my best pronunciation. Jihamo. HSIENMO. Check it out. Extraordinary. I think you'll be impressed. And this is the level of stuff that's being made over there that far surpasses some of this stuff you see coming out. So again, it's a big variety. There's a wide span of all stuff over there. So I hope this kind of answered some questions, and I'll see what your feedback is. But keep in mind, there's guitars made for everybody. It all depends what you want. Take that same guitar, and it's made at all different levels. Maybe somebody doesn't want the cheapest one. They want something in the middle. But you got to determine what you want. You got to try it. It's no different than getting a hammer. You find the right one that works for you. So that's all I got today. So I'll talk with you later.